officer, the police department, I believe, does have that information that you're requesting about the GPS verification. I don't have it personally on me, but.
Okay.
Can I say?
Well, if you want to step back and get it, you may.
Sure.
All right.
Can I make one more point? I live adjacent to the exclusion zone, the property that's the exclusion zone, next door neighbors. And so I have an exclusion zone set up to the property I live adjacent to.
Where do you live?
Do you need the address or?
Yeah, I mean, it's the probation. I mean, pretrial knows where you live.
Yeah, and if you look at it, it's an apartment complex. I live right adjacent to it, like adjoining property. So to me, it didn't make sense that I would need a GPS.
Okay. Well, everyone's looks for further evidence. We'll go off the record. Everyone can step back.
Okay.
And we'll look at what's going on. Look, your point I'm taking and I'm considering, and I understand the position that you're making. All right.
Okay.
So we'll just stay cool. And
go sit down again.
yes, sir.
Okay. I'm gonna step outside. I'll be right back.
Okay, but you'll be back. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. We step back. Mr. Dickerson, I had asked you if you were at City Hall. You denied that. You said, yes, I deny that. Then you asked Mr. Facundo to go and prove it up, which I think is a fair thing for you to do. If they want to say that you were there, then show the evidence. You asked them to do that. Were you able to find any evidence, Mr. Facundo?
Yes, Your Honor. July 1st, approximately 2:40 p.m., his GPS device puts him at San Marcos City Hall, and then past that around other properties behind City Hall as well.
Have you had the opportunity to look at that evidence?
Well, that corroborates my story. I drove past City Hall.
Okay. Did you have opportunity to look at the evidence that shows that you were at City Hall?
No, I have not. It's not accurate if it's showing me off the road, which it is. But I drove past Catholic Church, so in general, yes, it looks accurate. But it's exactly what I said. I drove past City Hall. It's right here at this location. The officer said, I went to City Hall, and I just drove past. And so, have you seen this?
Yeah.
Okay, so drove past City Hall, went here, and I'm not sure why, but I went to the back of this Catholic show.
We'll let him.
So it's not showing one of the locations I went to, perhaps because of the tower there.
Your Honor, up here, City Hall, the church is over here.
Yes.
And
So
then these are other buildings that belong to the city of San Marcos.
drove past City Hall, went parked over here, went to this area. On the way out, turned around.
It's approximately
So
8 minutes.
And that's another thing. Why doesn't, if each ping is showing my location as I'm moving, why doesn't it show 2 for me leaving this area? Unless there is, no, there isn't. It's just 1. So it should show a second ping for me leaving. It doesn't. But
So you're suggesting that that information there is inaccurate?
Yes and no.
Okay, well, I'm going to take the yes. Here's what we're going to do. I don't want you to use an inaccurate GPS apparatus. You will change it to the new apparatus that's being requested. And I'm also giving you the order, and this will be added to your conditions. Do not threaten, harass, annoy anyone at City Hall. Now, that may not be a criminal offense to annoy someone, but as part of your conditions, you may not threaten, harass, or annoy anyone at City Hall. To the extent that you want to go and see what is happening or see your government at work, I want you to have that opportunity. But if you are, for instance, following people as alleged, I'm not upset about that right now, but if you are following people very closely and holding a phone up to them, that would qualify as annoying someone. Anyone would not like that. And I'm telling you, while you are on bond, do not do that. Please get that changed. It's an order of the court. And please do not threaten, harass, or annoy anyone at City Hall.
Let me say this.
You understood?
I understand what you're saying, but there are 2 things.
He pretty much just played himself into getting the new GPS, and the judge didn't even have to try that hard. This was a masterclass in judicial strategy. The judge let him talk just long enough for him to accidentally admit to the old monitor is inaccurate. And once you say that on record, congratulations, you just argued yourself into the exact outcome you were fighting against. The look of pure disbelief on his face was priceless. Like he genuinely didn't see the trap he walked into. I didn't see it coming either, but that made it even better. And then the judge casually adds, "Stop annoying people" as a condition, like he's putting a toddler in timeout. Because that's exactly what this has turned into, a grown man being told to stop provoking strangers at City Hall for entertainment. And instead of taking the L gracefully, he immediately tries to re-argue the entire thing like the judge didn't just finalize the order. At this point, he's not advocating, he's spiraling. It's really not that hard. Change your GPS monitor, stop looking for chaos, and maybe pretend to care about your trial. But he refuses, choosing instead to dig deeper every time he opens his mouth, and honestly, if he had just followed the law and the rules, he'd never have had that monitor in the first place. But because he didn't, now the court has to treat him like the kid he's acting like, supervised, corrected, and kept away from unnecessary drama before things get worse.
I'd like to argue, if I can, is that one, the GPS wasn't inaccurate.
Well, it was just inaccurate a minute ago. If this
It didn't-
GPS is causing a problem, then we're going to get it changed. So please get it changed.
It corroborated my story, though.
Okay, well, and that's why I am not saying that you violated any conditions, but what I want us to do is be very clear that if you have a GPS unit on, it is the one where it will be registered immediately and is completely accurate. There was a yes and a no, a yes that it was not inaccurate. We're going to have a new system, so please have that changed. That is part of the orders of your condition of bond. Do you understand?
Okay, so let me, if I can, just clarify all of this.
Yes, sir.
His office said that there was no issues with my current company. I was in full compliance. I've spoke to them more than once. So the current company was fine, they said. The officers are using...
Can we agree, though,
Okay.
they must not think it is okay
I know, I'm
at
just...
this point, right? They must not think it's okay if they're asking that you change it. Are you asking that it be changed just to pester Mr. Dickerson, or is it because there is a difference in what the service provided on the other GPS system?
The latter half, Your Honor, not to annoy or pester Mr. Dickerson, it's to accurately monitor.
And I think that's necessary because if you're in those locations, they need immediate access if you are going and attempting to threaten people at City Hall. I'm not saying that you have. I'm saying that there is evidence that makes me want to ensure that does not happen.
Okay, I'm just trying to clarify.
Okay.
Because I'm going through this whole issue here because of the GPS for reasons unknown. Additional exclusion zones, changing
There's no
companies.
exclusion zone now. That's not an exclusion zone at the City Hall. I didn't order that.
Okay.
Okay. What I've said is,
And my current one is,
hold on. I just want to make sure you understand. What I am saying is that you may not go there and threaten, harass, or annoy anyone. So if there is evidence of that, if someone at City Hall sees that and they have valid evidence, they can present that evidence, and that would be a violation of your bond.
I understand. So I'm just stating that they said there's no issue with the current company. I had billing arrangements made through a third party. So I'm covered through trial. If I change now, I'm not going to be able to pay it, and it's going to be a moot point. It's going to be an issue. I'm paid, I'm current. It's August 12th is the trial date. We're almost there. And like I said, with the current situation, the GPS wasn't the problem. It's how they're interpreting the data. Because why am I going in front of the court just because I drove in front of City Hall? That makes no sense.
Well,
That's the only issue here.
That's not the allegation.
It's how the data is interpreted. So the GPS isn't the problem. They've even stated this. And like I said, I spoke to his office. Did your office not say that I was in full compliance with my current company?
We're not going to do that.
I can't switch at the moment. And that's the issue.
Okay. You can, and you will, or you will not be in compliance with the condition, which is that you will use a specific GPS that is requested by Mr. Facundo. Now, I know that what you are claiming is that all you did was drive by. What I have heard from them is that's not what they're suggesting. They're suggesting that you did even more. We have evidence from someone. Now, I'm not going to, for that reason, I'm not saying that's enough to exclude you, but I am telling you, what have I told you that I don't want you to do in and around City Hall?
Annoy people.
Well,
That
or
was your term.
threaten or harass.
Okay.
Okay. Very good. All right. So you understand what is required by you, and we will see you back here for your next
I
setting.
can't switch companies at the moment. It's not feasible, like I said.
Okay. We'll work with pretrial services to see what you need to do to make it feasible. All right. They think it is feasible. That is why they are requesting it. They're not doing it as a punishment to you.
Okay.
But what we want to do is make sure that the community is safe. That is what this is based on. All conditions of bond are based
I
on
understand.
community safety.
I understand. It's no issue. It's like I said, we're almost at trial, and now I'm going through all of this issue when I'm paid in full with the current device. And they told me, you said, talk to him to work it out. Well, I spoke to them. They said I'm in full compliance with the current device. And if I haven't done anything to anyone, I wasn't annoying, harassing, or doing anything to anyone at City Hall, right? I wasn't. So there's no issue here.
Can I just get a point of clarification? Mr. Dickerson, is it your testimony under oath to this court that you never got out, that you never set foot outside of your vehicle at City Hall?
Correct.
Okay. I just wanted to clarify that on the record.
I drove by City Hall, and this just doesn't make sense, like I said.
Okay.
Full compliance. You said speak to him.
Well,
He said full
I don't find that
compliance.
there is evidence enough to do an exclusion zone. I have not done that.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right. If you'd step back, we've got to move to our next case.
This man is like a broken record stuck on repeat, insisting the same arguments even after the judge already shut the door, locked it, and turned the lights off. We get it, buddy. Your trial's coming up and you're stressed, but the stress doesn't make the judge magically undo court orders. It is feasible, you just don't want to comply because you think arguing louder equals winning. It doesn't. And I truly don't know why he thinks constantly pushing back will somehow change a judge's mind. All it does is turn minor issues into major headaches, especially with trials so close. Why not just ride it out a little longer and keep things smooth? He should honestly be grateful the judge didn't turn City Hall into a restricted zone considering how much chaos he's been causing there. Some defendants create legal problems, this one creates public relations problems. Do you think he's standing up for his rights or just standing in his own way? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.